Jooles. Welcome to my podcast where I share the crafty side of my life. It's been quite a while since I've been here and I've really missed you all. I've really missed podcasting and sharing and I thought it's high time I came back. I've had a bit of a journey and I'll chat a bit more about that later on. But let's get all the details. Okay, so this is podcast number 37. My last podcast was a long time ago, but I did do Vlogmas, so it's been since just before Christmas. And it's now, oh, happy spring, by the way. It was spring equinox yesterday, and today's the 21st of March. So I do feel quite rusty, so please forgive me. It's a cloudy, overcast day today, but it's lovely because all the green is sprouting up from the ground. All the little buds are just on the tip of the branches of the trees, and spring is going to burst very soon, and that's really exciting. Got myself a cup of coffee in my little bunny mug. It's one of my Emma Bridgewater baby mugs. It's so cute. I thought it's very appropriate. I had some issues with my camera the last time I recorded and it just wouldn't focus, so I'm really hoping I've sorted that out as well. Okay, so I live in West Sussex with my husband Pete and my grown-up son George and our gorgeous little whippet girl Mabel, who is the light of my life. And our daughter lives about 15 minutes away in her own place with her boyfriend, so we see each other often, and that's Bryony, which probably most of you have heard me talk about a million times. But I thought as I was coming back after such a break, I kind of reintroduced myself. Okay, so you can find me on Instagram, my blog, Ravelry, where else? Etsy. I think that's everywhere as So Sweet Violet. Oh, obviously YouTube as well. I think that's everywhere. I think that's everything I had to say. So shall we get on with some knitting? Okay, so let me just have a drink of coffee. It feels really strange being back. I got myself quite nervous before I recorded, and I've kind of been procrastinating, doing little jobs and thinking, oh, I'll podcast in a minute, but I'm here now. Okay, so I'm quite warm, so I'm going to show you my first finished thing, which is this gorgeous shawl, which is called the Honeycomb Shawl, and the pattern's by Lovely Melody of Bee Mandarines, and the yarn is a DK yarn from Gregoria Fibres called Windflower, and it's so pretty and it's so soft as well. Let me show you a bit close up. Look at that beautiful pattern. I love this lateral braid here. It's so pretty. Anyway, I'm going to take it off so I can show you a bit better. Move my coffee because I don't want to dip the end in coffee. How pretty is that? It was a joy to knit, actually, and the colour is just beautiful. I did have to tink back a few times, as is usual for me, but I love this little picot. The picot bind off is so pretty. And Gregoria Fibres, oh gosh, what's her name? Is it Anna? I feel bad now. I think it's Anna, but I'm not sure. She naturally dyes her yarn, and it's so beautiful. Gosh, I love it so much. I can't remember what size needles I use, but if you want any details, I have updated my Ravelry recently, so you'll find more details on there. But this is the yarn I used, and this is all I had left from 3 skeins, so it does use quite a lot. sweet little label. And it's 100% superwash fine merino, wind flower. It's so pretty. I'd love some more of her yarn. Gorgeous. So that's my first finished object. I have a few today, which is not really surprising. And I also have finished a few things that I'm not even going to show because they feel like so long ago. They were Christmas presents, hats and mitts. Did I do some socks? Possibly. So I'm not even going to show those, but they're all on my Ravelry if you'd like to have a look. So yeah, this is my gorgeous shawl and it's a lovely shape. I've realised recently that I'm actually a shawl person, and after knitting my first shawl I didn't think I was, but it seems to be that I actually am. So I've got 2 more shawls in the making. One of them I'm going to show you in a little while. So yeah, first finished thing. I'm going to have a bit more coffee. It's Thursday today, and just recently I've been having Fridays off. Friday is an extension of my weekend, so I have a 3-day weekend, and it's really nice. It's really lovely. I've been doing like going out on Fridays quite a lot, and it's just really nice. I work a bit harder in the week, and I look forward to my Fridays so much, because as much as I love the weekends, I find the weekends a bit busy is not the right word, but there's lots of people around. You know, it's not particularly restful because Bryony will come and go, and sometimes her boyfriend comes and there'll be dog walking, and George might have his girlfriend over. People are in and out. That's lovely in its own way, but it's not so restful. So I like Friday as my kind of restful day, and going out and having treats and things. I've been seeing Amy from the Little Tailoress quite a lot, and we've been doing all sorts of things. We had our nails done 2 or 3 weeks ago, and just doing nice fun things. So anyway, I'm doing my absolute usual. I've got straight back into my podcasting style where I just ramble on. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so my second finished thing is my Dandelion Cardigan, and this is a pattern by Anna of Along Avec Anna, and it's so pretty. It's, as usual, I made it too big. Well, it's possibly a bit big here really, but it's really pretty, and I love the dandelion stitch detail. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I made a boo-boo. Oh, let me show you my buttons when I'm standing up. These are so pretty. Like mother of pearl with a little, I don't know, what would you call that in the middle? Like a pin thing. Anyway, let me get back on my chair. I actually did a mistake, as usual. And these, it's very wide here and it shouldn't be. What I did is when I joined the sleeves to the body, yes, is that right? Yeah, when I joined the sleeve to the body, I'd taken some stitches off the width of the body. So I think there was like 10 stitches or something under the arm. And I should have done the same on the sleeve, but I didn't. So what ended up happening is I had too many sleeve stitches, which ended up in this kind of wide bit here. So it should be narrower around the neckline. But I was cross with myself in the beginning, especially after Floozy. But I still really love it, and you know, I'm going to wear it and I'm pleased with it. I love the colour. I love the pattern, especially now I know what I did wrong. And I may even knit another one because I really need more cardigans. I have another one planned for a cast on tomorrow, which I'll share a bit later. What else do I need to say about this? oh yeah, it's knit with John Arbon Knit by Numbers 4-ply. I believe the shade was 79, but again, everything's on my Ravelry page. And gosh, I love John Arbon yarn. It's so lovely. It washes beautifully, and really it's not inexpensive, but it's less expensive than obviously hand-dyed yarns. And although I adore hand-dyed yarns, it does make a garment really pricey. And I think John Arbon yarn is about £14 a skein for 100 grams skein. And this, oh, I actually had to buy another skein. So this used four and a quarter skeins, I think. But if I had done it if I'd have followed the pattern correctly, I think I'd have used just 4 skeins. So that's pretty good going, I think, really. So that would be under £60. And I think that's, you'd spend that in a shop for a shop bought one. I feel like I'm chatting very fast. I think it's because I know I have a lot to share. But if this is a long episode, I don't think it really matters. So I'm just going to have another sip of coffee and lower myself down. Coffee is my favourite drink. Okay. My next finished thing are these. Had to leave some socks in there, didn't there? These are, if I get them to focus. These are the Feathering the Nest socks by the lovely, lovely Danny, who is Little Bobbins, who I just adore. And they're so pretty. I love this little stitch pattern, it is so cute. So the yarn I used for these was Dandelion and Dogwood Blackbird's Egg. I can't remember what this was. It was a mini from All My Beautiful Bits tin. But they're so lovely. I just love the yarn and the pattern together. I think they are perfectly suited. And they were top down. So the only thing I changed is that I used Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. I used her umbrella toe because I just love that so much. But other than that, I followed the pattern. And they're so pretty. Oh, glad to wear them now, actually. I knit them on 2.25, which is standard for me, and 64 stitches. I finally settled on my all-time favourite sock needles, and it's taken a while, but I like ChowGoo Fix Circulars 24-inch cable. They're my absolute favourites, and I think I'm going to treat myself to another couple of pairs because, quite frankly, I just prefer knitting on those and not all the other ones that I've got, which are all in use, I think, at the moment. So I might do that when I finish podcasting. Might be a little well done treat for me for actually getting this done. So yeah, ChowGoo Fix Circulars with a 24-inch cord, 2.25. Perfect for me. So I really love these and I'm so happy to be able to wear them. I love how this yarn is so beautifully speckled as well. So gorgeous. I've had, since I podcast last, I've had a good sort out in my workroom and just fallen back in love. Not that I ever fell out of love with my yarn, but I just fallen back in love with everything. And I did have a little mini de-stash on Instagram. I think there's only one thing left now. And so that felt really nice to send yarn off to lovely new homes that I wasn't going to get around to using that quickly. So that felt really nice. And I've had a few gifts which have been lovely. Such a nice surprise. but I've not purchased any this year. Not that I'm not purchasing any, but I just have so many lovely ones now that I'm going to use. But I am not on a yarn ban. That would be not nice. But yeah, I'm really happy with how I'm going with my yarn at the moment. I also had a mug clear out as well, and I sold some of my mugs on eBay. And I was just going to give them to charity, and I did give quite a lot to charity. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'll sell some on eBay, and then I can buy some new mugs. Probably not the right idea. Then I can buy some new mugs to kind of, well, you get bored, don't you? I do. So I've got some money in my piggy bank to go buy some new mugs, or if I see a nice mug, I shall buy one. I'm rambling again, aren't I? So my next two finished things I am unbelievably excited about. So back, might have been last year or the very beginning of this year, I think it was last year, I had a lovely message from Amber from Makers Haven, who I adore, to ask if I would like to collaborate with her on one of her yarn boxes. So of course I said yes, because I just love Amber. We all love Amber. She's just beautiful. And she wanted me to design a sock pattern, or a pattern that she could then dye the yarn for and turn into a beautiful yarn box for April. And so I came up with this design, which I know I shouldn't toot my own horn, but oh my goodness, it's so cute. Look at these little pom-pom tails. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I came up with this design, which I've called Little Rabbit Socks. And the inspiration photo, which I'll pop in here, it's a mosaic that Amber made. That was my inspiration. And so I wanted it to look like little seedlings because they were for spring. So I wanted these little sprouts here, these little stitches. So I wanted these little stitches here and here to look like little seedlings sprouting up. So that was this inspiration. So every colour change, every colour change has these little seedlings sprouting up. And then obviously at the back of the leg, you have all these cute little pom-poms, and they're not too low down so that they would interfere with your shoes. And actually they're so small and squishy. I haven't tried them with boots, but I really should actually. So yes, so Amber's yarn box is sadly no longer for sale. It was only on sale for I think a week, and sales for that have closed now. But I will be launching the pattern in my Ravelry shop on the 1st of April. But I brought the date forward a little bit because originally it was the 8th of April, and I thought the sooner it's available to buy, the sooner you can knit them for spring and Easter. So yes, so the 1st of April this will become available in my Ravelry shop. It's a toe-up pattern. I've also changed the toes slightly. This is my beanie toe. And I recorded a new little tutorial for it just to make sure it makes sense and everybody understands what they're doing. I've just changed it really slightly to make it slightly more rounded toe. If you prefer my original toe shaping, which is a teeny bit more pointy, I mean not pointy but teeny bit more, you can find that in my Sweet Bee sock pattern. So anyway, so it's toe up, and every colour change has this sweet little seedling stitch. It has my favourite Godet heel, which is so neat. I just love it so much. Okay. Such a neat finish, isn't it? And then coming up here, it has 5 little pom-poms, but obviously you can make the leg as short or as long as you want. And it's got a 1x1 twisted rib. It uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 colours. I used, oh yes, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I used 10-gram minis, and the minis I used were mostly from Julie, Sweet Sparrow Yarns advent calendar. And Julie is another one of those gorgeous ladies who I just aspire to be like. She's just so gorgeous. So this was an advent calendar swap Julie and I did last year. So I used these colours because they just felt like they fitted perfectly. So these won't be the colours that are in Amber's kit. These are just the colours that I chose to make the sock in. So do I need to tell you anything else? Oh yes, the little pom-poms. These are made, they're actually knit in as you go. They're not stitched on afterwards, they're knit in. And I made these from Drops Boucle yarn, which is pretty inexpensive, but you only need something like, was it 3 or 4 grams? So some of my test knitters used mohair stranded with another 4-ply sock yarn. This is actually Aran weight, but it doesn't seem to matter, to be honest, about the weight too much. But I think if you're using mohair, you do need to strand it with another fingering weight yarn. I don't know if anything else was used, but when this pattern's available on Ravelry, you'll be able to link to all the test knitters in the projects. Now, is that everything I had to say? I'm so excited because I've still got something else to show you. There's obviously 2. Aren't they pretty colours? Julie's colours are just beautiful. So, out of your 12 10-gram minis, there's still lots left over. So, I made a little pouch. But it's a pouch with a tail, a little bunny tail, so cute. So this was made with all the leftovers from the sock. This is going to be a separate pattern, and it has a little drawstring top with the pattern. In the pattern I tell you how to knit this down as you go, but you can, it's like a folded over picot edge, but you can stitch this down after if you prefer that, but I like to knit it down. I think it gives a really neat finish, and also no sewing. I also made a little I-cord tie which just threads through 2 little holes, and I really love it. It's very cute, and I bought lots of little chocolate mini Easter eggs to go in there. But I also thought, at the moment, I've just got some yarn in there. So the bag is the perfect size to store your little rabbit socks in. I think that's so cute. Oh, that would be such an amazing gift, wouldn't it, to receive that for Easter. Socks in a bag. And also the little bag's perfect for storing all your Easter, little Easter eggs and things. So yes, that will also be available on the 1st of April. It's so cute. So Little Rabbit Socks. Oh, I forgot to say the name. Little Rabbit's Bag. So that is all my finished things. I lied. It's not all my finished things. Okay. I have a little bundle here. I have not been very good Instagrammer, blogger or YouTuber recently because I have been hosting a knit along / crochet along with the lovely Amy from Stranded Dye Works, and it's called the Warm Heads Warm Hearts Cowl, and this is a cowl to knit hats or other accessories, but I think hats are the main thing, for homeless people. And this has been running, gosh, I can't remember when, maybe January, and it runs until the end of April next month. And basically it's just to knit hats or accessories for homeless people and donate them to either a local charity or a larger charity. But poor Amy, she carried the can without me for a while because I was not doing good. But I'm okay now. And so thank you, Amy, for really holding things together and carrying on without me. And I'm really sorry I let you down on that. But I have actually made some hats. Oh, before I go any further and show you the hats, there is a thread in my Ravelry page, and also Amy has a thread for in her Ravelry page for the knit along, where there is prizes. I gave out a prize, was it last Friday or the Friday before? And I think I'm going to give a prize out maybe next Friday. I have some prizes in my little basket, so I like giving prizes. So next Friday I will be giving another prize out, and please pop over there and show me what you're working on and have a chat. The more you chat, the more chance you have of winning a prize, so that's always a bonus in my book. And it's for such a good cause, and at the moment it does feel like spring is coming, but you know, when you don't have a home or anywhere to shield yourself from the weather, it just must be so hard. And just to show a little bit of love and give someone some warmth, it's just such a lovely thing to be able to do. And we're just so, I feel so privileged to be able to sit inside in the warm with plenty of yarn and everything I need, and just to have the time and the space and the health to knit these things. So I encourage anyone to do that, and there's so many charities around. Just use Google and you'll find so many, and thank goodness they are around too. So anyway, if you would like to participate, please pop over to my Ravelry thread or Amy's Ravelry thread, and we're both handing out prizes. So this is my first hat. So this is my first hat I made, and this is the Beloved hat. Can I remember who it's from? No, but it's in my Ravelry projects, and I made it from Drops Alaska in denim blue. It's a really nice pattern. It's on double moss stitch, I'm never quite sure, but it's really nice, and I think it's Aran weight, so it'd be nice and cozy. So that's my first hat. Then I was tinkering around. I was thinking I was going to design my own hat pattern, but it didn't really go to plan, and I wasn't in love with my finished pattern. Well, I didn't even get that far. I was just tinkering really, and in the end I decided not to bother with it, and I threw all my notes away. So anyway, this was the hat that I came up with the first time, which is quite small, more like a beanie, but it's really pretty, and it's really soft and warm. And I knit this out of, I'm sure it's fondant fibre. Gosh, I don't know. I may have written it in my Ravelry notes. Actually, I don't even think I put that on Ravelry. Sorry, no info available on this one, but it's really beautiful yarn. And I thought, even though I'm not going to wear this hat because it's a bit too snug on me, I like a bit of a looser hat, I thought it'd be perfect to keep somebody's head nice and warm and cozy. So here's Mark 2. I made the cuff longer. Actually, it does look really nice now I'm looking at it. Yeah, it does. I'm quite pleased with that. Shame I threw all my notes away. And this is knit out of Dandelion and Dogwood in the Painwork colourway, which, oh gosh, I love this colour so much. If you're hearing squeaking, it's my knee on the cupboard. Yep, so there's another one. So that's 3. So please don't ask me for the pattern because I have no idea. And this one, this was knit out of Drops Alaska. And this is the Violet Waffles hat, and I think this was light brown mix. This one's really thick and warm, so I hope to get at least another couple done, or at least another one done before I send them off to the Stone Pillow, which is a charity fairly local to me. It's about 40 minutes away. So yeah, so it feels really nice to be able to do that. And I'm going to just put a handwritten note, and I'm just going to pin it to each hat just to sort of say that, you know, someone's thinking of them, and I hope they have a nice warm head. So anyway, yeah, please join in with that, Cal. I know I've been rubbish, and I'm going to try to do so much better. I just made myself another cup of coffee. Just feels really cosy to be sitting here chatting with you with a nice cup of coffee warm in my hands. So this is a really hard bit for me to talk about. Okay, so I was going through, it's really hard to put into words. Okay. After I did Vlogmas, my health just seemed to be getting worse and worse, and I felt so confused about it. I was trying everything I could to feel well, but I just felt so exhausted and unwell all of the time. I couldn't get enough sleep, and when I did sleep, I'd have bad dreams. I do suffer from chronic pain from my back, so that's kind of, that is tiring to have pain all of the time. But it felt more than that. I felt like I was on a downward spiral. I could hardly eat anything. I was basically just eating some meat and vegetables by the end. And still my tummy was reacting, and I just felt helpless. I felt in despair. Anyway, I found out about something called the lightning process, and in the beginning I honestly did feel skeptical. It's really hard to explain it in a very quick video. But anyway, I attended the 3-day training course, and strangely enough it was on exactly the same week as Unravel in Farnham. So that was weird because I could have been at Unravel, but I was at this training course, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. It's the best thing I've ever done in my whole life. I can't say I'm as well as I want to be in the future, but I feel like I can be. And basically this training course, I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes because it's very, very hard to explain. But basically it teaches you to make new neurological pathways in your brain. And making these new positive pathways creates physical changes in your body. And it all sounded a bit woo-woo, to be honest, I totally admit, but it's the most wonderful thing I have ever done. I can eat anything I want to now, which has amazed me. I have so much more energy. I'm still doing quite a lot of back pain, but I think over time, I think it will heal. And our trainer was just so inspiring. She was just amazing. I will never forget that lady. As long as I live, I'm so grateful to her. So I'm not, I chose to go on the course. Like it was my decision to go on the course. And I'm not sponsored, I don't get commission, literally nothing. I just went on the course as anybody else would. But I really wanted to share it because it's really, really helped me. It's helped my mental health no end. And it's given me tools to take into my future so that I can keep feeling like this. And I know this sounds so corny, but I feel like a butterfly that's just emerged from their chrysalis. Everything just seems happier and brighter. My mind is quieter. My tummy is so happy. I've never known my tummy to be so happy. I still have issues, of course, but I think I can heal those issues. And another amazing thing, if you want to watch something really interesting that kind of connects in with the lightning process, there's a documentary on Netflix and it's called Heal. It is mind-blowing and amazing. So I really wanted to share that with you, although it's one of those things that's quite tricky to talk about because it's very complex and I don't really understand the ins and outs of how it works. It just works. So rather than ask me questions, the best thing, if you are interested at all, click on the link and go to the website, and it's honestly amazing. Anyway, I did that 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago? Yeah, 4 weeks ago. And it has changed my life. So I'm not saying it will work for everybody, but it has really worked for me. And that evil imp, I have kicked him well and truly off my shoulder. I'm pretty sure he's not going to come back. That feels so powerful. Anyway, that's my little chat, and I hope you don't mind me sharing that with you, but it was a really important thing for me, and I figured that if it helped me, it could help lots of people. I just think they should teach these kind of things in schools from kind of in the first few years, how to talk to yourself so kindly, how to talk positively, how to think positively. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. And I knew all these kind of things before I did the course, but there's just something different about doing the course. And I think that intense 3 days, well, it was 3 afternoons, but they're really long sessions, and it blew my mind. That's all I can say. But I'm going to move on now to, what am I moving on to? I've lost track completely. Oh, moving on to in the making. I'm just going to have some more coffee. I seem to only have 2 things written on my notes. Excuse me. I seem to only have 2 things written on my notes, but I've got 4 bags here, so I'm just going to dive into a bag and see what I pull out. So this is in one of my really old bags. This is from the beginning when I started making bags. It's quite cute though. I am making some gorgeous socks. Look how pretty this is. I cast these on. Oh, sorry, should have been more organised. I cast these on because I didn't have any just simple plain vanilla knitting on the go. These, I think these are Addies. They're okay. They're not my Chalgu though. So I'm following the pattern for my Sweet Bee socks, or my little rabbit socks, just the basic pattern. So I'll be putting in a Go Day heel, and this is my beanie toe. The yarn is gorgeous and it means the world to me because this was gifted to me from my lovely friend Meg, who is Meg's Favourites and Woolen Cookies on YouTube, and the colourway is called I Am Strong, and it just felt so appropriate to be using this yarn. Mustache yarns. I think this is my only mustache yarns. So gorgeous. And it came in 250 grams, which is always really helpful, isn't it? So it's so pretty. I love how, sorry, I keep banging the cupboard. I just love how the colours change. They're all slightly different and a bit fadey, like it's a green and a yellow here. Beautiful. And that cupboard door is so annoying. And the contrast, I'm using this, which I believe is called Smoke from Dandelion and Dogwood. I used this on, what did I use it on? Oh, one of my Sweet Bee sock samples. So that's quite appropriate really as well. And I'm loving them, although I cast them on to be my going out knitting, like knitting in a cafe or when I'm a passenger in a car, etc. But I can't stop knitting on them. I've been a bit, I'm designing another pattern, so my brain is it's been full on knitting at the moment with thinking. And so when I sit down in the evening, I just want to do something really simple. So I've been doing these. I only cast them on, was it yesterday? I think the evening before yesterday, which would have been Tuesday, I think. Oh, but they're so pretty. These are going to be so gorgeous. And I'm just going to call them I Am Strong Socks because that's an amazing affirmation to keep repeating. So that's one of my in makings. I'm going to put it away. Try and put things away as I go along. The mess I get into, honestly. Okay, so that's that. What have we got next? Oh, look at this bag. This is so gorgeous. Gosh, her name is Rachel. Is it Rachel Makes? Ah, so annoyed. I think it is. I just love her bag so much. And in here I have got, I'm knitting these, Marianne Socks. And they are, gosh, I always forget, oh, Ambrose Smith. I love that name so much. Ambrose, I love your name. It's beautiful. So that's by Ambrose Smith. And it's part of her Jane Austen collection. And it's so pretty. She was teasing these socks in her feed and I was thinking to myself, oh, I just need to knit these socks. I had the perfect yarn and I was just waiting for her. It's another pair of my Addies. I definitely need some new needles, don't I? Look how beautiful. How gorgeous is that? I'm going to put my hand in to show you the pattern. Oh my goodness, it looks even nicer on camera. Gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. It's also a pattern you have to think about quite a lot when you're knitting it, but so worth it. So yeah, the yarn, look at this. Oh my goodness, this is like my soul in a yarn. And it's called, it came in a sock set actually from lovely Maya from the Wool Barn. And this is Sugar Rush and it came with a mini which is Nougat, which is beautiful and goes so nicely with it. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use the contrast. Although it does look lovely. Not sure. But I love them. 2.25 as usual, 64 stitches, and they are going to be a beautiful pair of socks. Okay, I have got a couple of other things in the making. This has been so long, but I'm not going to show you everything. This podcast is going to go on some time otherwise. Oops, what's happened here? Okay. Oh, this is one of my bags too. This was from Advent, it's sort of in 2017. Oh, so pretty. And for those of you who've been asking about, am I doing Advent this year? I think I am. I haven't decided 100% because I am changing things slightly with my business. I probably will because I don't think I can resist because I get so much from making Advents. But for now, I'm just going to say I probably will. Okay, so in here, I really love these bags. They're really lovely. in here I have my Army shawl. Look, it's so beautiful. Like scallops, it's like a mermaid shawl. And I have my next colour to go in, which gorgeous Nora, gorgeous Tracy from Nora George dyed for me, especially because she's a honey. It's going to be this colour. And then if I need to make it a bit bigger, which I think I will, it's going to be this colour. Oh, so gorgeous. So I'm going to show you the pattern so you can see it a bit better. Oh, that's a good picture there, Nick. So pretty, but I think I want it a bit bigger than yeah, I think I want it a bit bigger than the pattern sample. You see, it's like fuzzy. There we go. And I think it's by Olga Varaya Kefelian. Gosh, I hope I said that right. It sounds quite good. For me anyway, it sounds very good for me. But it's so pretty, and each little scallop is just knit individually, like a Cozy Memories blanket. You just kind of fit them into the gaps. And I can't take the credit for finding this gorgeous pattern. Amy found this pattern, Little Tailoress, and showed me. I was like, I need to make that too. So the yarn. Now, apart from this one, which I purchased from Tracy, especially, everything else was from Stash. In fact, both my Marianne Socks and my I Am Strong socks, all from Stash. I'm doing so well this year. Let's see if I've got all the details of all the yarns, because they're beautiful. Oh, I found my scissors that I'd lost. Okay, so the first one, which is this pale one here, I've got quite a lot of that left actually. It's really pretty. It's got little flecks of blue in, which is not really showing up. But that was this one. Oh, I'm in a tangle. I'm not going to show you what's at the end of that. It's just a mess. This is Sweet Sparrow yarns in a mother of pearl, and this I bought in a kit to make the Bumblebee Shawl, which I did start, but it didn't go very well. I think I was a bit too new to knitting then, so I see fluff everywhere. And so I unpicked it, and that's what I used for that. I think I have another one of these, and it's so gorgeous. What's the base? Merino silk 50/50, so that's why it's so delicious. Then I used for this one it's just so lovely, fine fish yarns. That's lovely terry in fairy cakes, and this is 70/20/10 merino silk cashmere. It feels very similar, maybe not quite so heavy. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then this one, my next one that Tracy dyed for me, is BFL Silk Sock, and it's got 55% superwash BFL and 45 nylon. That's weird. Where's the silk? I think maybe it's the wrong label on there, but it's beautiful. Or maybe it doesn't actually have silk in, just feels silky. I don't know. I'm not a yarn expert. So that's that one. And then this one was a gift from Tracy a couple of years ago actually, and I don't know what the base is. Yes, I do. It's the same as this base. And this is called Ravelry, I believe. So I'm all set to carry on with that. And I think I may pick that up again this weekend actually. Maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday. Friday's my play day. So that's that. Oh, I know, the fourth bag actually is dream knitting. I forgot to say, I love this mug. This was a mug. This was a gift from my lovely friend Teresa, who is one of my gorgeous test knitters, and it's so lovely, so lovely. Before I go on to dream knitting, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who sent me just lovely messages, and it was just so touching that people just take time out of their busy day just to send me a message to see if I'm okay. And at the time I possibly wasn't okay, but those messages were just, they were like medicine. It was just so lovely. So I just want to say thank you very much, and I really appreciate you. Okay, so before I get all emotional, as we all know I can do that quite easily, I'm going to show you my dream knitting. This is in a gorgeous bag from my lovely friend Rhonda, who is Birdie Butterfly. And my dream knitting is going to be started tomorrow. It's another cardigan, and this is the Flory cardigan by lovely Libby, who is truly versatile, and it's just a lovely loose kind of throw over cardigan, which I thought would be perfect for spring and summer. And the yarn, I have been struggling with the yarn, to be honest, because it calls for a sport weight, and sport weight I just find really hard to find in the shops. And again, I didn't want to spend a fortune. So I ordered some single balls from, I think it was Love Knitting or Wool Warehouse. I think it was a Drops one, and can't remember now. I just couldn't get gauge with them at all. Anyway, I was chatting with Amy, who's a little tailoress, and she said, oh, I have this really lovely new base, and it's silk mohair and polyamide, and she said it's really soft because she knows I struggle with mohair. So anyway, I met up with her, was it last Friday, and she brought it along with her, and it's gorgeous. Look at that. This is her new cloud space, and it's like, it's so wiggly. I love it so much, and it really is soft, because I am such a princess with yarn around my neck. And so I'm going to be knitting with this, and I'm really excited, and I got perfect gauge. Did I keep my gauge swatch in here? That's random. Where's that gone then? I didn't actually get perfect gauge in the beginning, actually, but I did 2 different needle sizes, so I decided to wash and block it anyway, and it grew just the perfect amount to be perfectly on gauge, so I'm really pleased about that. So I'm going to be casting this beauty on tomorrow, I think, and it's going to be so lovely. I just wanted it in like a cream or natural colour, so that it can go with nearly everything I wear, hopefully. So I'm really excited about that. Shop news. Well, my shop's been a bit sad lately. There are still things in there. There's lots of gorgeous pins and a few stitch markers. I think that's about it. And thank you to everybody who supported me when I've literally been missing in action. So lovely. But I just wanted to chat a little bit about where my business is going to be going forward. I think I'm going to have to sew less because it just makes my back grumpy, and I love sewing, absolutely love it. So there will still be bags and notions pouches and things from time to time, but I won't be doing like a monthly update or anything like that. When I've made a few, I'll put them in the shop. I've been making some patchwork panels actually, which I've really been enjoying doing. I think there might be lots of patchwork in my future because I have the most lovely stash of fabrics. These are all Tilda in blues and turquoise, a little bit purple, and I've made some really big panels as well, so I think I'm going to make some great big sweater or jumper sized bags. And I've got lots of those. I don't know when they'll be in my shop. I don't know when I'll feel like sewing them up, but they will be at some point. I was going to say something else then. I'm also doing a collaboration with lovely Kate from Kate Celine. My new design, I'm knitting from her yarn, which I bought, I think, probably last year, and I love it so much. And I'll show you that on my next podcast. Yes, so I contacted Kate a couple of days ago and she said she'd love to collaborate with me. So I'm thinking of doing a kit for that, which will include bags and some other secret and amazing things. So there's that coming up. I have no dates. They'll just be ready when they're ready. This is my new way of doing things. No dates. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but anyway. I wanted to show you something else. Now, where did I put that bag? I'm back. I just wanted to show you a bag that I made a really long time ago. I think before I even started selling bags, I just made it for myself. But I've been using it for my new design, and it's this bag. And it's just a really simple bag. There's no decoration on it at all. It's just a drawstring bag with handmade ties to match the fabric. I don't want to show you too much. And I'm careful not to show you too much because it's secret in here, and just a really pretty lining. So basically, I was thinking it's got no interfacing, so it's really soft and, you know, it's squashable. And so this bag design, I think, really showcases pretty fabrics. And I just wondered if anybody would be interested in this kind of bag, because it's different to all my other bags. All my other bags are all interface, so they're puffier and plusher. So these would be less expensive, obviously, because there's less decoration, less materials, and I have the loveliest stash of fabrics. And I just wondered if anybody would be interested in this kind of bag, because I'd really love to make some. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I've really enjoyed coming back and having a chat with you. And now I'm really excited to go on Instagram and tell you all that I've actually recorded a podcast. Because I actually feel like I have the nicest followers in the whole world. You're just all so lovely and supportive. And you fill my heart with so much love. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think that's everything I had to say. So until I see you next, which won't be too long, I hope, I wish you a really happy, healthy and fun time. Bye!